So, in this video, I just want to touch on a couple things that I saw in the news and on the YouTube streets about this election, post election stuff. And I have to talk about it because I'm absolutely baffled at the astronomical ludicrousness of you know, this whole time period right now. If you've been following my channel, and you should, you should subscribe because I'm on a journey to unlearn a lot of things that I learned that's going to help me understand what's going on now. Okay. So ever since I was younger, I've always been like discerning, like when things don't really make sense. And a lot of things are starting to finally make sense for me. And I see so many people still confused about why the government is the way it is and why Donald Trump, who has over 30 felonies, 2 impeachments, is able to be president again. But more so than that, like things are so high right now with the economy, with everything going on. And Kamala, I can't believe, I know she raised $1 billion. We know she's $20 million in debt. I just can't believe that. I just can't believe. I just can't believe that she paid these celebrities like millions of dollars to endorse her. Millions of dollars to endorse her. I always thought that I always thought that when you endorse a candidate for a presidency or for any position, the reason why you're doing your campaign is so that you can persuade people. Now, if you're paying somebody, that's kind of like these social media influencers. So basically, she gave Beyonce. Now, you took money from hardworking people, raised $1 billion in 3 months and $20 million worth of debt, and you paid Beyonce, who is a billionaire. Beyonce didn't need no money. Beyonce, who is a billionaire. I was confused. I didn't watch any of her election stuff. I didn't watch Trump's. I don't waste my time watching that. And then but you on social media, so you're gonna be like, dang, Megan Thee Stallion was at Kamala rally. What? Glorilla? What? Beyonce? What is this? The BET Awards? Foolery. Anywho, so to learn that she paid Beyonce, hey guys, good morning, $10 million just to come up on stage for a couple minutes, just to try to persuade Black people to think that she's Black and she's not even Black. Like, this whole election is so full of muddy, like pseudo history, lies. Good morning, how are you today? It's just so full of crap. And then you got the other candidate. Well, let's just stay on Kamala for a second. So $10 million to Beyonce. You gave $5 million to Megan Thee Stallion to come and twerk on the stage. You can't make this stuff up. Thank you. Like my nails. You can't make this stuff up. Hi guys, you can't make this stuff up. Beyonce $10 million. Megan Thee Stallion $5 million. Lizzo, $3.5 million. Eminem, $1.8 million. Who knows how much she paid Glorilla? Because Glorilla hot right now. So I'm thinking that you're actually getting these. Oh, Oprah, $1 million. Oprah need more money? Come on, guys. Like, this whole election campaign rally, all this stuff has become like a laughing stock. Like, it's so like, what? When I heard Donald Trump was running again, but last year or the year before last, he was in court with felonies and all this stuff. I'm like, how is he even a candidate? Like, because we can't even work at McDonald's if we got a felony. But you can have the highest office in this land that y'all made up and be president. But then once I started doing my history, and if you follow my page, hello guys, If you follow my page, you'll know. But once I started doing my history and realized that, they switched a lot of our identities from Indian to black, they did a lot of that stuff. That's why people are confused. And I just read something about Trump wants to give reparations to white college students who were discriminated against at universities. Reparations. You can't make this stuff up, guys. You can't make this stuff up. I just can't believe the world that I'm living in. Like, I just can't believe that this is the type of politics and things going on. Like, it's just so baffling. It's so baffling. And then, like I said, I just been doing a deep dive into my history just because I wanted to know, tracing my ancestry. What's not real? Please put your comments and let me know what's not real. Let me know what's not real because I'm seeking the truth, like seeking the truth. What's not real? Because everything that I'm looking up is real. There's evidence in the Library of Congress, evidence that I'm finding. So yeah, Walter Plecker switched Indians to Africans. He switched Indians to black. They switched our identity. And I'm from Tallahassee, the home of the Seminoles or white reparations. Hey, this is all new stuff that they're talking about. It's not, even if it's not real, it's just the thought that even thinking something like that, that sounds ludicrous to me. It sounds so ludicrous. Like this could go so deep. Like, and I'm just so baffled because I always identify as black. I always was for the voting. I was all like into it until I realized that this government lied. They've been lying this whole time. And people could say what they want, but I did my own history. And the first moment I woke up was when I was in Tallahassee and I went to the museum and I saw George Washington, Andrew Jackson, these people who also won presidential elections back in the day, just like Trump. But to know that they went to whole towns such as Rosewood in Florida, raided these people, took their land, made them dig their own graves, shot them in the back in front of their kids, pushed them in the grave, and took their land, changed their identity, made it illegal for them to wear their Indian attire, changed the whole history books, made it this whole pseudo history. This thing go deep, y'all. But the thing is, it's not even a secret. People could be like, oh, that no, no, no. This isn't a secret. This is actually in the books and the government documents and all over the walls, like it's a thing to be proud of. So when we around here as black people, like, dang, why nobody ain't? Da, da, da. It's because on paper we're nothing to the government. Even to this day, we're nothing to the government. This is why we can't get nothing done because we are the true Indians, not Native Americans, true Indians, and our identity has been erased. This week I have just went down this whole little thing, and I just think that it is so evil. Like I said, they have Andrew Jackson, George Washington on the money that you spending every day. Every day you're using this money, spending it. But these are the same people who killed our ancestors. They got to be president. So it can't be a shock that Trump it's a shock because how they look at black people with felonies, even if they just sold some weed or something. In Florida, you still get going to jail for that. In New York, so many people up here smoking. It's legal here. So this world don't really make sense. It don't really make sense to me. This whole election didn't make sense to me from the beginning. I mean, it's so confusing, but I'm just happy to finally be getting some true answers and to understand why we are treated the way we're treated because our identity first is lost. So I encourage anybody to like just find out who you are. Don't let nobody tell you that you're from Africa if you know. Like I've been tracing my ancestry, so I don't have to ask a white man or this person, who am I? Come on. People so mad at Trick Daddy for saying, "Oh, I'm not African American," because he's not. How could you tell somebody, "Dang, I traced my ancestry all the way back 1600, 1700, and none of it's talking about Africa. None of it. But I do see how y'all burnt down towns, Rosewood, Central Park, you know, all of these different towns that was just came in the night and just burned it down, made the kids refugees, kidnapping, taking us as prisoners. So right now we're lost in this land that is our own because our identity is off. Now, I'm a doctor, so I'm pretty much reading and like baffled by this. I know it might sound crazy to even like white people who believe this history, but for me, going to school in Tallahassee, Florida, Florida is where they did a lot of this stuff at the home of the Seminoles, baby. And I went to Florida State University whole time thinking this is some kind of other man, and this time of my ancestors. Do y'all know how psycho that is? Like how psycho this country is? And you wonder why other countries are kind of pulling out their money because they're like, uh-oh, something finna happen with America. They're getting their money. They forming the BRICS. They're doing all this stuff. They're trying to ban TikTok. We got to wake up. No matter who you for, right is right. Like, if y'all been wrong in history and creating all this pseudo history and trying to erase people and just trying to erase us out of history and do all these things against black people and lock them up for petty crimes, no felonies, but Donald Trump can be the president, you can't make it make sense. But when I go back in history, like I said, and I look at the dollar bill and I look at the $10 bill and I look at the $100 bill and know that these same presidents that y'all talk about today murdered whole towns and stole people's land, ain't nothing impossible in this country. That's what that should tell you. When a man named Walter Plecker in the early 1900s in Virginia sent out a letter to all the health departments and all the government buildings saying, hey, even though these people are claiming Indians, when they tell you who they are, put them down as black because we erasing them out of history. Now that makes sense to me. It's in the evidence, it's in the books, it's in this is why it was so illegal for us to read because they wrote everything down in history. Now the one thing you can't tamper with is history because if you lie in history, somewhere you got to go back and trace the truth. And that's what I've been doing. I've been tracing my truth because I really wanted to know why as a little kid I'm in school being taught that I'm a slave and feeling like I'm less than, and even to the point when I got to college and on this journey to be a doctor, I'm up in this room with all these white kids and feeling less than. Y'all don't understand. Like, this stuff is so psychologically deep and hurtful in a government that will probably never accept the truth. I don't even, well, they're not going to accept the truth because they're trying to hide the truth. You know, it's just sad. If y'all could just do one thing, just like y'all classify Indians as African Americans and Indians as black, go backwards and reclassify us as our real nationality and stop killing us on paper. And then so many people will feel empowered to know that, dang, I came from greatness. We built this land. We were the true Indians. The melanin is so beautiful. We don't need to be hating ourselves. I mean, the truth shall set you free. In this government, y'all gonna have to tell the truth because these lies, they can't keep holding up. I don't care if you pay Cardi B, Beyonce, all these people who y'all think can brainwash us. Is some people just want to know the truth, and we're finding out the truth. So I thank all the people who are brave enough, who are vocal enough, who are unapologetic in these YouTube streets. Like, there's a YouTube page called Lena underscore YouTube. I'm gonna tag it in this video. Go follow those videos, and the evidence is right in our faces. And we still like, well, equality, we Black Lives Matter. No wonder why there's Black History Month, because ain't no such thing as black. No wonder why they got Juneteenth, all this stuff, because the history, they want you to push this stuff because it's not really true. And you can't tell me otherwise because I trace my ancestry. To know that one of my lineages go back to the Choctaw Nation, I'm like, what? Listen, I do not trust the government no more. All this election stuff, I just, now I'm at the spot where I'm just trying to figure out how do I get back to my real nationality. And I think once more people do that, the government is gonna really get scared because it's not gonna be any more black people. And that's the thing that's scary. And that's why they want TikTok banned. I was wondering why they trying to ban a social media app. Why are they doing all of this? Like, the government doing this crazy stuff. And then when I learned my history, and I'm still learning, like, I'm still new to this, still reading, still researching. And the more I research, the more baffled I am in this government that claims to be American, in a government that murdered and killed people to start a history that's not even true. So I don't know how people have so much faith in the government. How? 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 I'm not afraid of nothing Trump gonna do because Trump is not my ancestor. That's their government. That's them. That's their ancestors on that money. Those aren't my ancestors on money, on the dollar bills and the $20 bills and the $100 bills. That's their murderous ancestors on that money. They don't want to talk about that history. They put them in the books as leaders. They put them in the books as the president. They put them in the book as politicians and the people who making the laws. But these are the same people who made people dug their grave and shot them in it and took their land and took their stuff and erased them out of history. But this is the government today. Listen, man, you cannot erase us. One thing you can't do is erase people out of history. This pseudo history has to stop. It's pseudo history. The first time I heard that word was this year. And I was like, what? I've been learning pseudo history. No wonder why these books in Tallahassee, Florida, at these schools, these history books never made sense because it always made me feel like I'm some type of slave or something. Like, what? I'm not. Never been. My ancestors weren't. Never been. We not Native Americans. We American Indian. You gotta do your research. And when I do my research, you can't tell me nothing different. You don't know how empowering that is to know the truth. So I just want a lot of people to just wake up, stop feeling like, oh my God, I gotta turn on my people and just because they voted for this. This stuff is all rigged, guys. It's rigged. If a felon with this many felonies can even qualify or apply or even be on the ballot, you gotta know something is very, very fishy. Very, very fishy. And they're talking about importing immigrants and doing all this. A lot of these Europeans are immigrants into this country. They made laws so that they can be Americans. They made their own laws so they can take land and be Americans and steal land and bring more people so they can control the votes. And we just participate like, oh, well, our vote. No, 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 no. Y'all got to go back and reclassify us as ourselves. If y'all do that just one thing, because I was just trying to figure how is this going to change when the government tell the truth. Hey, man, back in the day, we reclassified y'all from Indian to African American, and we lied. But I don't think they're ever going to do that. But the truth will set the government free. The moment they do that, which I don't know if it's going to be in my lifetime, because I realize that we're currently like prisoners of war. Like that sound crazy. I know how crazy that sound, y'all, but this is the truth. If you come and take over people, kidnap them, kill them, all this stuff, take their land, make them refugees, put them into poverty. This just happened in the 1900s with Black Wall Street. Y'all remember they came and bombed because Black Wall Street, so when money circulates, it stays in the community for a certain amount of time. Like right now in the black community, the money leaves like in a couple hours. Back in Black Wall Street, when they had their own businesses, all of this, they had the highest time that money stayed in the community. It stayed in their community for like months. They got jealous and bombed these people, turned them into refugees, put them on the government system, killed them. And now this is just one that was recorded because of the newspaper. But imagine how many times they burnt towns and killed people and just took these people land and made them poor and made laws against them. You can't wear your true native stuff. All this stuff I'm finding out, it's just like I was crying earlier this week because I was just so hurt and baffled. Like I was just like in disbelief that this could be true, but I know it's true. I know it's true. I know it's true. I know it's true, government. It's nothing you can tell me. I know it's true because I spent too many days being bullied for being black. Black. I spent too many days as a child being bullied and being taught for other people being taught to hate my skin color now. This right here, copper tone, right? Black, copper tone, black, copper tone, black, copper tone. You know, so until this government wake up and we actually wake up and claim our identity and fight for our true identity, because that's where the fight starts. Because I kept trying to wonder where is this whole thing like get confusing a little bit. It's because the identity changed. That's why it was so important for them to reclassify us so that we would not have access to our land. Because if you change the identity of the people and say that the land is abandoned, and then you try to claim the land, and they've been doing this for centuries and centuries, and white privilege, all this stuff is true. It is true. I don't care what you say, it's true. I don't care what you say, it's true. I've sat in courtrooms and watched judges put charges on people that weren't true because I was a witness, just because they had the power. And then the people who walking in, they come in here talking to each other, planning how they gonna ruin people's life. But y'all got the president a felon. Come on now. Let's get into some of these comments. Somebody said, whoa, this is a lot of comments. So I'm gonna pick out the said Kamala picked the worst advertisement, $45 a twerk. Okay, what? What's going on with that? Yeah, there was some clown activities. Reverse citizens, United decision, remove money from politics. Period. Like what? You wish it was the Matrix so that the real might be so much better. Man, Trump won't be no Roosevelt, but at least we know how he is in office. Man. Morgan Freeman said it best. If you want to end racism, stop talking about it. No, if you want to end it, reclassify us. Put us back where we belong. And then every time they make laws, they're putting it against us. The government now. The government makes laws to hold black people down. Look at the police brutality in this country. That should tell you everything you need to know. They don't harass their own. When I go to my hometown, Tallahassee, Florida, compared to where I live now, upstate New York, the police like stalking in Tallahassee, Florida, and probably all of Florida is like on 1,000%. They just sit on the corner and they follow you and they stalk you. And if you driving like this because you're scared, they're gonna pull you over. And don't if it's after midnight, you getting pulled over. But they don't do that in the white neighborhood. White people probably don't even know what I'm talking about. They're like, that ain't happened. Oh, that's because you're not copper tone. So you don't know what I'm talking about. Living the truth is the only way to unlock the doors. It's true though. True. Leonard Pelter, Powell. I need to look into that. It's all unfolding. The Great Awakening is now. True. Shin Shock Drainage, day 6 tomorrow. Family took everything from them. That's crazy. Yes, a top checking the black box. Every human is different shade of brown because they came from melanin. Yeah, so guys, that was just on my heart because I was up strolling YouTube. I saw Kamala, all already pretending to be black, and then paying these celebrities all this money. Then Donald Trump, they talking about. I'm just so like, you know, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Know who you are. I finally know who I am, and I'm so grateful for everybody who shares any type of knowledge about who we truly are. And if you get it, you get it. If you don't, and you sleep, you got to wake up. Otherwise, you're fighting a battle that we won't never ever win. For God's sakes, I was wondering last year how y'all sending Ukraine like $90 billion and $30 billion and how the government sending all these people this money when we over here struggling to pay taxes. I got $500,000 worth of student loans. Like, how y'all doing all of that? I get it now. I didn't get it before, but I get it now. So I am no longer claiming that I'm African American or black. I know who I am. Everyone here to work, period. Make wages to give them right back, period. Breaking even, free labor, period. Oh my, period. It's just free labor because, right, especially now, I think the government really messed up because they made it so hard, like rent, housing. The last place I was actually renting, the rent went from, and I thought it was already a stretch for New York. So that's why I moved from New York City because it was just too expensive. But the place that I had before this, it was like 1,600 a month, which was expensive for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. For me, that's expensive coming from Tallahassee, Florida. They increased my rent in 1 year from 1,600 to like $2,200. What? $2,200. I was like, wow, I'm a doctor and I can't afford this rent. car insurance way higher, everything way higher. It's just to, like you said, make us just go to work, not be able to think, not be able to read. All you doing is going to work, going home, going to work, going home, going to work, going home. Barely have time for yourself. You can't take a vacation. You can't learn about your history because you're working too hard. When you ain't working, you're watching the news with the politics, with the fake, the propaganda. So you're so confused. More and more you do that till you 60 and 70, and you have nothing. You don't have nothing, no land. You just work forever, forever just working. A lot of your concerns will potentially be answered watching that film. Terrell said, watching that film. Let me go and see what film you said, because I'm going to go watch it. Because listen, if you got some information for me about who we are, I'm going to go watch it. What film are you talking about? I don't see the film. Could you put it in the comments? Yeah, I'll go definitely and watch the film, whatever book. I've been reading like so much. Knowledge is power. Sister, I didn't subscribe. Thank you so much for subscribing. Knowledge is power. I can admit that I was one of those black folks that was Black Lives Matter, Black Doctor, Black this, voting this. That was me. And that's why I'm so shocked, because I can't believe it. Like, y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. Could you please put what film you're talking about in the comments? Because I really want to go watch it. Anything that helps me understand this government, the trickery behind it, like all the lies, anything that can expose this. I mean, I'm all here for it, because it's just baffling, guys. It's baffling. And then the fact that they just still silent, like, oh, watch Candace Owens. Like-mindedness is priceless. Thank you for that. I gotta screenshot that. Like-minded is priceless. So I'm gonna check that out today. And I'll give y'all my reviews on that. But I just thank y'all for joining me here this morning. I had some stuff to get off my chest, because I'm in this whole journey where I thought I knew who I was. I really didn't know. All I knew was I was African American. Didn't know my granddaddy. But once I started tracing my ancestry and learning this history, everything is like a floodgate. It's just opening up for me. All the information is just coming. It's just coming. Yes, third eye woke. I feel like that's exactly what it is. My third eye is just like woke. Like I'm just like even with my doctoral degree and me doing dentistry, I'm just trying to figure out, how does that impact me if I'm really like American Indian? Like how does this? And I don't know, because the system is corrupt and tried to set him up. Tried to set who up? Lying and lying make up Black history, please, as well. Yeah, lying, pseudo history, guys. Remember that word. What they push is a pseudo history. If you go and do your research, you can easily see. Like, I'm not saying like you got to go do deep research. No, you can just go to the government websites, type in stuff, and you'll just be like, what? They ain't even trying to hide it, because they think we're just that dumb. The Kamala Harris rally and campaign shows you just how dumb they think Black people are. We just all about music and shaking ass and twerking and turning up and being a savage. And no. Some of us are actual doctors, lawyers, engineers, and we actually went through the system straight because we thought this was the path. And like me, I got through all of that with my mom dying at 8 years old, with my dad being in Tallahassee, Florida, being harassed by the cops, because I didn't understand it back then, but I do now. I understand why he was always in prison, always in jail. I understand now how poverty started, who started it. I understand now. I truly understand. So they think that we're all just dumb and ignorant and don't want to know, and we just Black. I admit I was raised into those generational curses, but baby, I'm a generational curse breaker. And I didn't really understand what that was for real, until this year. I thought it was all about the doctoral degree and becoming a doctor and all of this. But now I see it's so much deeper than that. It's so much deeper than that. It was about me getting out of this matrix. So to get out of this matrix, having went through their system, been bullied, been taught all these lies, and to still make it out, generational curse breakers. That's what we are. Because if y'all can put all that poverty on me, y'all can put all that strain on my family, on my life, and still make it out, we got to be something special. And you can't tell me nothing different. So now I know just how special we are because I researched my history, something they did not want us to do. They didn't want us to do. And it wasn't me who woke me up. So, you know, once you have one seed planted, you just keep building on that. I think YouTube is blocking the comment of the film title. That's the Florida for your ass. If the people believe that, act accordingly to what they think. And she told the victims of the hurricane they get 750 no matter. No wonder why she lost. Yeah, I mean it's a lot of reasons why she lost because she was never really elected to run. I don't even know when Donald Trump got elected to run. It's just like a whole made up. At this point, they just doing whatever because they just think we done. Like these people done. We could put Donald Trump in here. They ain't gonna do nothing. They still voted for him because it don't really matter about all that. Now, if you're Indian, aka black, and you turn around for president, you're gonna have to walk this line straight to the narrow, and they still gonna try to break you down every second. So I'm gonna check that film out, and I'm gonna continue doing my research and like I just like connecting with like-minded individuals now and just unlearning a lot of things, a lot of the brainwashing. I'm having to really unlearn it. And I ain't gonna go into the church, but I'm just having to unlearn it because I was thinking like I'm so deep of a thinker. I was just like, well, if these murderers are on our money, on our dollar bills, but some kind of way this is connected to the church where we're paying tithes using these murderers, but God said thou shalt not kill. I don't really know how all this is supposed to be working together. It like the math ain't mathing for me. The math ain't mathing. My whole family though is all into politics, so I'm having to battle with this internally where my whole family is still asleep. My whole family is still under this curse. They would probably look at me like I'm crazy, like, girl, you African. Y'all don't even know y'all history. Y'all don't even know y'all granddaddy. How you know who you are? you know? If the people believe that they believe that and act out accordingly or according to what they think, let me see where I'm at. They figure if we accept what they given, we agree with their system and support it financially. Period. Rewrite Black history. Can't shake hands with the devil and think you're gonna come out clean. Listen, it's never gonna come out clean for us. It's never gonna come out clean for us. As long as we show up to vote, as long as we show up and fill out census bureaus, because that's how I found a lot of my history was from the census bureaus, from the research that they was doing on us. Now I see it was just research to figure out who we are so that they can take us down. Because we're such a nice people. We're gonna help you, we're gonna give, and we don't even see the devil and we shaking hands with the devil, you know? We didn't even see this back in the day because we was just like, okay, we trading and they was just sneak attacking. Just like now, they're sneak attacking us. Got us voting to see how many of us still under the spell. Got us going out, wasting all our time going to work, donating to campaigns to get a millionaires and billionaires. It's not. None of it's gonna help us. My theory, guys, is that the only way that this country will really get back to, its true essence and truly who American is they have to tell the truth, which I don't think the government will ever do. Because, like I said, we're prisoners of war, not slaves, not none of that, but prisoners of war in a silent war. And I often think, dang, I don't even know if it's going to happen in my lifetime, but I know that it has to happen. But I don't know if it's going to be in my lifetime. There's too many of us just like still participating, going to work, don't know who our tribe. And we so bad now. We'll be like, oh, family don't matter. No, that's your tribe. It actually does matter. They want us to be like, it don't matter. Even my family is so broken. It don't matter. Like, come on. It matters. It matters. It really matters. So that's my spill. I'm done on this whole little enlightening process, but I'm gonna come back live. The more and more I figure out, because I'm just trying to learn myself, you know. So thank you to everybody who has commented, who has shared information, and who just get it. Like you just get it. I wish everybody around the world like peace and prosperity. I wish evil people who would just, you know, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. But I'm gonna get off of here. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening, night, morning, wherever you are. This is Dr. Sean, the motivational dentist, aka American Indian Princess Doctor. That's my new name. And I will holla. Bye. Thank you for subscribing, guys. And I'm going to check out that film. I'm going to research that as soon as I get off of here. And I'm going to tag my source for where I get a lot of my information in this video. So if you want who I'm learning a lot of this from, especially on YouTube, I'm going to put that YouTube channel in the comments as soon as I hang this up. So y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. And don't let nobody tell you who you are. You got to figure out who you are. All right. Bye.